would you do if the person behind the wheel was involved in the accident that took your child's life? Most people would struggle to find the strength to forgive. But in one of the most emotional moments to emerge following the tragic death of actress Kaylee Hottle, her father made a decision that has touched millions around the world. Instead of responding with anger, he chose compassion. His heartbreaking message to the young driver has become a powerful reminder of love, forgiveness, and the importance of moving forward, even in unimaginable grief. The tragic death of actress Kaylee Hottle continues to leave fans heartbroken. Best known for her unforgettable role as Gia in Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, Kaylee was only 18 years old when she lost her life in a devastating car crash in Maryland. As investigators continue examining the circumstances surrounding the accident, a deeply emotional message from her father has become one of the most talked about moments since her passing. Rather than placing blame on the young driver involved in the crash, Kaylee's father chose a path that very few people could imagine taking. He chose forgiveness. Speaking through an emotional message in American Sign Language, Kaylee's father shared the pain his family has been experiencing while also offering compassion to the driver. He acknowledged that nothing could bring his daughter back. However, he made it clear that carrying hatred would only create more suffering for everyone involved. Addressing the driver directly, he expressed that he did not want this heartbreaking accident to define the rest of the young person's life. He urged the driver not to let guilt consume every day moving forward. Instead, he encouraged learning from the tragedy, making wiser choices, and honoring Kaylee's memory by living responsibly. His words quickly spread across social media, where thousands described the message as one of extraordinary courage and grace. Many people admitted they could not imagine finding the strength to forgive under such painful circumstances. Yet Kaylee's father explained that forgiveness was not about forgetting what happened. It was about refusing to allow anger to become another lasting tragedy. The heartbreaking accident occurred during the early morning hours of July 21 in Idgemsville, Maryland. According to investigators, the vehicle carrying Kaylee left the roadway before crashing into a culvert. Authorities have indicated that excessive speed is believed to have contributed to the crash, although the investigation remains ongoing. Kaylee suffered critical injuries and was transported to a nearby trauma center, where she was later pronounced dead. The driver survived with injuries that were not considered life-threatening, while another passenger was treated at the scene. As emergency responders worked desperately to save everyone involved, they also faced additional communication challenges because Kaylee and members of her family are deaf. Those difficult moments have only added to the heartbreak surrounding the tragedy. For Kaylee's father, however, the days following the accident became about something much bigger than anger. He wanted people to remember his daughter for the life she lived rather than the way she died. He described Kaylee as a bright, loving young woman who always smiled, encouraged others, and dreamed of using her acting career to inspire deaf children around the world. He said she believed everyone deserved an opportunity regardless of disability. That belief guided her entire life. Born into a deaf family, Kaylee learned American Sign Language as her first language. She grew up proud of her identity and never viewed deafness as something that limited her future. Instead, it became one of her greatest strengths. Her breakthrough came when she was cast as Gia in Godzilla vs. Kong. The role introduced millions of viewers to her remarkable acting ability. Without relying on spoken dialogue, Kaylee created one of the film's most emotional performances. Audiences connected with her honesty, warmth, and expressive personality. She returned in Godzilla Kong, The New Empire, once again earning praise for her authenticity and emotional depth. Many believed she represented a new generation of actors helping create greater inclusion in Hollywood. Beyond acting, Kaylee became a role model for countless young people in the deaf community. Parents often shared stories about how their children gained confidence after watching her succeed on one of Hollywood's biggest stages. Teachers praised her for showing students that disabilities should never stop anyone from pursuing their dreams. Following her passing, tributes arrived from fans, actors, disability advocates, educators, and organizations around the world. Many described her as a trailblazer whose influence reached far beyond film. While those tributes celebrated her accomplishments, her father's message offered something equally powerful. It reminded people that compassion can exist even during life's darkest moments. He explained that everyone makes mistakes. Although the consequences of this accident were devastating, he hoped the driver would spend the rest of life making choices that honored Kaylee's memory. He encouraged the young person to become someone who helped others instead of allowing one terrible day to destroy every opportunity for the future. His message resonated with many people because it reflected the values Kaylee herself had lived by. Friends often described her as someone who welcomed everyone with kindness. She believed in understanding others instead of judging them. According to those who knew her best, she would always choose love over bitterness. That is exactly what her father hoped people would remember. As investigators continue working to determine every detail surrounding the crash, the family's focus remains on celebrating Kaylee's remarkable life. Plans for memorial services continue, while supporters across the world have shared photographs, artwork, videos, and personal stories honoring her legacy. Many have returned to watching her performances, remembering the joy and hope she brought to audiences everywhere. Although her acting career lasted only a few years, her influence continues growing every day. For the deaf community, Kaylee represented possibility. For young actors, she represented perseverance. For millions of fans, she represented kindness, authenticity, and courage. Her father's decision to forgive has added another powerful chapter to that legacy. It serves as a reminder that love is often strongest when life feels impossible. It also reminds us that forgiveness does not erase pain. Instead, it prevents pain from creating even more suffering. Today, the world continues mourning the loss of an extraordinary young actress whose future seemed limitless. But alongside the sadness is an unforgettable lesson shared by the person who loved her most. Rather than asking people to focus only on tragedy, Kaylee Hottle's father has encouraged everyone to remember her compassion, celebrate her achievements, and choose kindness whenever possible. Kaylee Hottle's life may have ended far too soon, but her legacy continues inspiring millions. Through her unforgettable performances, her courage, and now through her father's remarkable act of forgiveness, she has left behind a message that will live on for generations. Sometimes the greatest legacy a person leaves behind is not only found in their accomplishments. It is found in the love they inspire in others, even after they are gone.